Dr. Sarvanmuthu, let's cut straight to the chase. Who should be held responsible for promoting democracy and good governance in the country?
We are all responsible for promoting governance, democracy, human rights in this country. But a primary responsibility rests with the government of the day.
You say it rests with the government of the day, but don't you, as a part of civil society, also have a responsibility, a large responsibility in promoting these ideals amongst the community at large?
Absolutely. We have a great responsibility, but I think the largest responsibility is in a democratic society to the government. It is elected to do precisely that.
Let's take a look at Sri Lanka. On the face of it, everything seems quite fine. The Chinese president is here. We've seen some major state leaders visit the country. Development seems to be happening quite fine. And there are sections of society who would say that this is all just fine. Why do we need to worry about all these other things? Why?
Well, I think there are sections of society who think that everything is fine is because they are not directly affected. Secondly, they say things are fine because that provides an alibi for not doing anything about it. This is largely a middle and upper middle class who are quite frankly in the exit lounge. All they are concerned about is earning enough money to send their children abroad and hope that their children will stay outside and that they too will be able to go outside. Do they really belong to Sri Lanka? Do they really feel that they have a real stake in this country is the question.
In which case, Dr. Sarvanmuthu, do you really belong to Sri Lanka? Can you, at the CPA, reach out to the ordinary Sri Lankan and get your message?
Well, we've been in existence for the last 18 years, and I think in those 18 years we have tried very hard to reach out to as many people as possible and done it in the face of challenge. Threats, death threats, abuse practically every week on the state-controlled media and all of that kind of thing. So we try our hardest. It's not enough. And each time there is a setback to governance, and that happens too frequently. There is a great sense of disappointment and failure, but we must not give up.
Sri Lanka has democratic institutions, you can't deny it. We have elections that happen quite regularly, that are deemed to be free and fair by most international observers. So what is the premise for your argument that there is a lack of democracy in the country?
Sri Lanka is a formal functioning democracy in that you have the formal institutions. But
there aren't any fully functioning democracies in the world.
But there are certain basic mechanisms which have to function appropriately. You say frequent elections. Why on earth should we be having frequent elections? That's not what democracy is about. Democracy is not about frequent elections. We have frequent elections because the elections that we have are not conducted properly. We have all the allegations with regard to the abuse of state resources, with regard to violence, etc. Our elections, the integrity of our electoral system has been challenged and compromised considerably in the last so many years.
Are you saying that the elections department and the police and law enforcement as a whole is incapable of enforcing the duty?
No, I don't think it's incapable. I think it's unwilling.
Unwilling? Why are they unwilling?
Because I think they are concerned about punitive repercussions if they did their job properly.